Here we are, a couple days removed to the conclusion of Series 14, and shocker, it's another record breaker, but not in the way that the 15th and looking even more to be the final Doctor would have wanted for his first of two planned seasons. And, some people are thinking that we could end up getting more, but it still hasn't been renewed at all, and yeah, we're just going to have to brace for impact as to what this Series 14, with all of its record-breaking exploits, can go ahead and have a knock-on effect for Series 15 and potentially beyond. But yes, Empire of Death debuted on Friday, and how more apropos of a title could you possibly need for this show, man? Empire of Death, and we ain't just talking about the ratings, because we've got some of them, and it's very interesting to see what we have and what we don't have and where we're at, because I'm recording this just for transparency's sake, okay, Monday evening, my time, so depending on when you see this, it could be a little bit different, or, time zones and stuff, it could be Tuesday morning, but still, we're at a point in time where we don't have, okay, any more numbers than just simply the overnight for the finale. We also don't have numbers for the special, and we don't even have complete numbers for part one of the finale. It's so wild, right? Because there's no real holidays jamming any of this stuff up that would lead to a 2-week long break between reporting of the numbers, other than, I don't know, maybe some people who are bankrolling this stuff going, what are you actually doing? Why are you wasting all of our money on crap like this? Because even Doctor Who dedicated websites, okay, are dunking on this terrible crap. I've heard some reviews of just how atrocious this stuff is. Like, there's one character that's in there that's a part of, I think it was part one or of something, in regards to the finale, right? But in order to set up that Sutekh, right, from Pyramids of Mars during the Tom Baker era, one of the most beloved, if not the most beloved era of Doctor Who in general, is going to end up getting pilfered by the hack that currently calls himself RTD. Yeah, it's not like there was any concern going into the finale, but they had to set up the return of Sutekh by having a character named Susan Technologies, and the way to announce that Sutekh would be coming back, I shit you not, because they did it before with a Harriet Arbinger, have certain letters of names on a digital screen glitch out in order to reveal that, oh my god, you have Susan Technologies, and if there are certain letters that phase out, that creates Sutekh. I wish I was joking, or I wish if I had that brain power, I was getting as much money from Disney and BBC as RTD did. This guy wrote Midnight. This guy wrote some of the best New Who out there, and he had to do Harriet Arbinger to announce a harbinger was coming, and that Susan Technologies was foreshadowing the return of Sutekh. The hack is the nicest way that I can put this. But man, nobody's reviewing this show anymore. Like, I am desperate to find alternate voices, just different opinions on this stuff, but it's all universal. Sutekh sucketh. Everybody hates this crap, okay? And when I say everybody hates this crap, the people that are still remaining to watch this crap, because look at this, man. This is abysmal. The last time we looked at this ratings chart, I think we didn't have the +7s for episode 6, Dot and Bubble, which is just wild to think about. But they were not quite record lows, meaning that I guess some people, who would have normally checked out the show overnight, caught it on a bit of a delay, which would, I guess, make sense for the 80,000 viewers that weren't there for, episodes 5 overnight. So yeah, that makes sense. And then, because it's that time of the year where, nothing else is going on, or maybe people are hearing, oh god, it's just record low, so we just need to continue to refresh on the iPlayer, leading to one of the better, still not great, +4 numbers, but then, yeah, record low for part 1, 2.02 million. And then for the finale, for the actual finale of Series 14, 2.25 million. The lowest number for a finale in series history. They lost just about 500,000 viewers from the beginning of the season. That's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. How can you fumble the bag that dramatically? This is crazy. It was funny too because, okay, on Friday when this was debuting, I was researching other stuff to talk about on the channel as well. And yeah, even when the, finale was going on, I seen zero buzz about this. I was trying to figure out, it's like, oh, is there going to be anything to talk about in the aftermath? Nope, nothing at all. Didn't trend, didn't operating at all. It just kind of came and went. And that just shows you there is just nothing but apathy in regards to this. Nobody's looking forward to the next season. Okay, nobody's looking forward to next year. Nobody's looking to the next special. And like I said, all of those numbers, it's very interesting that we don't have the +7 or the +4 for the first half of the finale. We have no numbers for the special that debuted the Thursday before the finale, a day before the finale. And why is that? It's because you'd have to think that anybody associated with this is embarrassed by it. But at least one person who's going to end up relatively unscathed by this, and something that we've known for a while, is that, yeah, Millie Gibson, Ruby Sunday, yeah, her story arc is basically wrapped up. Oh, no, she's not leaving the show. She's just not going to be a part of the regular crew anymore. Yeah, she's getting replaced by a diverse counterpart. And yeah, no, she'll still be around for next season. She's filmed some of her episodes. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. It's great, okay? Series 14 finale of Doctor Who Empire of Death saw the departure of Millie Gibson as companion Ruby Sunday. Finally reunited with her biological mother, yes, Ruby decided to depart the TARDIS and stay back on Earth. However, it is not the end of the character. As some may recall, it was previously announced that Ruby will return sometime in Series 15. But will this show? Russell T. Davies has now additionally explained that this marks a pause for the character. Yeah, exactly. This is a fun way of saying, yeah, she's gone, but she could return if the story calls for it. Varada Sethu. And it was so much easier to say Millie Gibson, but, this is the replacement. It was previously seen as Mundy in Boom. Oh, you guys remember? That was the high watermark of the season. No, nobody remembers it? All right, yeah. We'll join the TARDIS next year in the 15th Doctor's newest companion. Speaking to Doctor Who Unleashed, Davies said, so that's goodbye to Millie Gibson, except it's not. You'd have to be mad to say goodbye to talent in a character like that. This is a pause. I genuinely felt Ruby's story paused there. She couldn't get all that information about her family, all that emotional overload, and run off in the TARDIS. It pauses there. She's coming back. Sure, trust me, bro. A new companion is coming on, but you'll see 3 of them together. 3 people in this TARDIS fighting evil. There's good stuff to come. There's really crucial stories. That's the way that it should be said, but whatever. It's not like he needs to be good with words for a living. For Ruby to come and her family. The story of that family hasn't finished yet. That will all make sense when you see it. It's not like anything in the season has made sense, but trust me, it'll eventually all make sense. So there's more to come. But we already know what you've done this year. And trust me, brother, it hasn't been well received. I mean, do we have to go back and take a look at the chart? Nobody's watching your crap. And when they do, they aren't coming back. But what are you doing moving forward? Other than getting a diverse companion for your very diverse Doctor? Well, Russell T. Davies admits, he writes about better important to a man being gay or being a queer person. Yeah, you wonder why nobody's caring and nobody's watching your crap. I mean, God, man, this shit is just so tiring. It's so tiresome, okay? Like, whenever I want to engage with some entertainment, I don't want to have to think about somebody's junk all the time, okay? There's certain websites that if that's what you're into, go ahead and watch it. Go ahead and see if the plumber is actually coming over to fix the leak in the pipe, okay? You go ahead and do that. Like, even when it comes to House of the Dragon, right? Like, season 2 is, chugging along right now, and I haven't been able to watch the episodes, but I've listened to several reviews and scene-by-scene breakdowns, and what I'm seeing so far is quite good. And yes, there are some very integral plot points that revolve around people boning. Hell, the entire show is kind of framed with that, and the whole idea that there needs to be a line of succession for a kingdom, and how important that is. Even still, that show is not couched in so much hedonistic behavior as Doctor Who is. That's wild to think about, man. The fact that this is all certain writers want to write about, it's not edgy, it's not fun, it's not cool, it's just boring at this part. Okay, yeah, you're gay. Yeah, queer people. Whoop-de-friggin' do. How about you write stories? You're writing one of the most cherished science fiction fantasy shows of all time. Why not write a science fiction episode. Why not write a fantasy episode? No, you just want to stick a gay black guy in a Bridgerton knockoff and think that that's going to end up setting the world on fire. P.U. As reported by the Radio Times, Davies appeared at a BAFTA event called A Life in Pictures Russell T. Davies. So is that all he does at this point in time? He writes stories about himself and he accepts awards for things that are intrinsic about himself. Great stuff. It's not so much that there are unexplored topics, but the topics I do write about keep changing, like being a gay man or a queer person in a society is changing now. Nah, man, for better or worse, this stuff has been accepted for a very long time. It's not changing at all whatsoever. The only thing that's changing is the harder you guys try to push this stuff in order to try to drive a victimhood culture, is the more that people change and start to reassess their general apathy to your bedroom exploits. They're thinking, hey, you know what? Maybe it really wasn't about, love is love, and that their marriage doesn't affect your marriage at all. Maybe that's the change that's going on right now. 10 years ago, or even when we did Queer as Folk 25 years ago, we were on the up. It was like, good times are here. Now they're absolutely not. Imagine thinking that, Jesus Christ, in 2024, and not thinking that things are better now for your specific protected group of people than they were even back 25 years ago, when things were like, okay, cool, you want to try to compare your quote-unquote struggles with the civil rights movement? It was cringe then. It's even more cringe now. That wave coming from America, where they're trying to have legislation banning drag queens. Well, yeah, when you have freaks like that showing up at elementary schools going, hey guys, my name is Cesare Butterfield, and let me tell you about the ABCs and what every specific letter relates to something I like to stick up my ass. Like, yeah, if you could just go ahead and leave kids alone, if you want to go ahead and dress up like some freak show, go ahead and do that. Just off school property, away from the playgrounds. But no, they'll just scream from the rooftops, where they probably should be, for a very brief period of time before another activity, relieves them of their ability to be on the rooftop in Minecraft and such. But it's not that interesting. If you look like that, if you unironically look like that, and you're going to play a complex character, that's one thing. But if you look like that and you show up on screen, chances are it's just going to be some psychobabble with an overlying air of eroticism. And it's like, you're supposed to be a show for everybody. What the hell are you doing? Davies went on, we might get a Labour government. What does this have to do with Doctor Who? What does it have to do with writing in the next couple of years? But that means we'll have a very right-wing government after that. God willing, Nigel Farage put something together, because it's not going to be coming from the Conservative Party. 0 seats, my guys. They've started the conversation in this country about banning abortion. It started already amongst the right wing. Well, why don't you just go across the pond over to, France or something like that, where your proclivities would not just be derided, they would be celebrated, in fact, and ask them about their abortion policies. Just ask. He then declared, so I think our rights are paper thin. You or your partner don't have to worry about butt babies, my guy, okay? So why do you care about this stuff? And all of this stuff being couched around your ability to kill an infant, it's very strange. It's not exactly a winning proposition, but I guess when you're so isolated and thinking that the extreme right wing is going to come and, with their jackboots and kick down your door and take your wiener out of your friend's butt at gun, or in the UK, machete point. It's like you're not living in reality. The world is becoming unsafe. Well, yeah, you just have to account for how many boat people come over. So I will always keep writing about that. I will always keep writing about male gayness if the people will have me. Well, brother, I got news for you. Ain't nobody having you. They aren't allowing you into their home. They are, in fact, actively telling you that we don't like your story. If we're going to watch Doctor Who, it might be some of your old stories. It might be some of the stories that you're pilfering in the form of I don't think he's dead, but the great Tom Baker's run, okay? You wanted to go ahead and pilfer Pyramids of Mars, we'll just go ahead and watch the original. That would be great. But if you just want to continue to run back all of this crap that you're doing right now, is just repackaging different stories and then just putting a little rainbow bow on the top of it, yeah, we're good, okay? And that right there is a clear refutation and a far more pointed critique of your work than any reviewer could ever make. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo, and I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.